One of the most ambitious of their modern piracy techniques is seajacking, the stealing of an entire ship. First, the gang selects and identifies a suitable ship. Usually it's a typical cargo vessel. Then information about the target ship is obtained from Lloyd's shipping register, as easily available as a telephone directory. The register gives all the details necessary for creating forged documents. The next step is to actually steal a ship.
Pag hunong, mupanik kami sa barko. Pag panik na mo sa barko, daon na oras, amo sa tionan. Pag tion, isuyod na mo sila sa kwarto. Iban na mo ato, pirahan na mo.
While the ship's name is being changed, forged documents to support its new identity are being prepared. The next step is to register the new name. Every ship is registered with a flag state through a ship's registry. Flag states of convenience include Panama, the Bahamas, Honduras and Liberia. Some of them are well known for not asking too many questions, or indeed any questions at all. Forged registrations and bills of sale complete the transformation of the phantom ship. It can work because in practice, ships' documents are seldom scrutinized. It's as simple as that. Any one of these could be a phantom ship, undercutting charter rates to steal valuable cargoes. Stealing a cargo with a phantom ship is easiest in countries like the Philippines. The port of Mariveles was the scene of a typical phantom ship case. In July 1992, the cargo ship, the Gina 3, arrived here and presented its documents to the port authorities. The documents claimed that the ship was from Kampuchea carrying a cargo of animal feed grains. Customs checked the papers and allowed the ship to discharge its cargo to the Far East General Feeds Corporation, a Japanese company based here in the Philippines. All very normal. Or was it? What alerted the International Maritime Bureau to the fact that a crime had been committed in Mariveles?
We were instructed to try and locate a stolen cargo of cashew nuts. Our information led us to believe that a similar cargo of cashew nuts was being offered out of Mariveles.
The $4 million cargo of cashew nuts had been loaded onto the Jazimus II. The ship left for its intended destination in India, but it never arrived. 3 weeks later, it turned up in Mariveles in the Philippines with a new name, the Gina 3.
We went and made inquiries to see what cargo had been discharged from the Gina 3. The cargo which had been discharged from this vessel was cashew nuts.
It was clearly the stolen cargo, still packed in the owner's original jute sacks with easily identifiable markings. A classic case of a phantom ship operation. But what about the Far East Company fit into all of this?
They were the agents for the vessel, which must indicate that they knew who the owners were and they were in touch with them. Now we know that the owners of the Gina 3 and the owners of the Jazimus are one and the same. And the owners were involved in stealing the ship breaking arrest in Singapore and bringing this cargo to the Philippines unlawfully.
The cargos arrived at Mariveles, Bataan. It is properly documented. They have their own documents to support their cargos. It was cleared by the custom people. It was cleared by the Coast Guard. That's it. So we received the cargo. Whatever happened before, we do not know. We are absolutely innocent on what happened before, insofar as Paris General Feeds Corporation is concerned. And even assuming, Peter, that something happened, that is not the concern of Paris. Our only concern is that your documents is proper.
Far East General Feeds Corporation certainly knew that the cargo that they had imported was not the cargo that they had declared to the authorities in Mariveles. They presented documents which showed that this cargo was feed-grade beans, which is a raw material for the processing of animal feeds. What they received was pure cashew nuts. It's a totally different commodity. It is far more expensive, and it is not used in the processing of animal feeds.
Do you think the Far East Feeds Corporation knew that the documents were forgeries?
Yes, because they declared to the authorities that they had received this cargo from a company in Kampuchea, and they presented the letterhead of this company, a document on the letterhead. We have checked through this address and this telephone and fax numbers. The company does not exist.
With the help of the local police, the IMB tried to reclaim the stolen cargo. They rammed open the gates of the Far East Corporation, but were forced back from the warehouse by a gang of armed men. Meanwhile, the Far East Company was busy getting rid of the evidence, burning the original jute sacks, even though these were worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in the Philippines.
Evidence which was presented against Far East was overwhelming. Far East came up with nothing to explain it away.
Confronted with evidence of forged documents, the Far East Company still proclaimed its innocence.
Forged documents, not unless declared by the court as forged, are legal documents. Maybe people would say that it is a forged document, especially the claimant. But it is easy to say forged. You have to prove it in court that it is a forged document. Nobody proved it in court that it was a forged document. So presumption legal.
Do you think that part of the problem is that there is a lot of corruption in the Philippines? Is this why you were unable to get satisfaction through the courts?
That is our view, yes.